Hello, Simon here, and this is Maia 0.60. As you can see, our main feature for this update is the lava. It's a hazard that your imps can dig into, and then it comes raining down into your base. This is a smoothed particle hydrodynamic system, so it simulates pressures, viscosity, all those sorts of things. We can simulate lots of different types of liquid with this, but for the moment I'm just doing lava. The lava collides with the world, bounces off things, pushes against itself, and is quite deadly. So as we can see here, it's colliding with some objects, with the walls, and it's got a bit of stickiness, so it kind of sticks to the walls. And it can also be blocked by objects, so here it's being blocked by the door. I unlock the door, and lava comes raining out, which is useful for when you want to immolate some chickens. Which is always, of course. Also, if you need to stop it, using bulkhead doors is usually a good way. Or if you don't have enough time, mining explosives can be placed, so you can set off your explosives and the world will quickly block things. So when digging, it's sometimes useful to leave mining explosives around, so a lava breach doesn't immolate your entire base. But lava isn't everything that's in this update. There's also plenty of new features. So first of all, we're going to look at my base, and we're quite zoomed in, so we can zoom in much further now, and we can zoom out a lot more to get a slightly more ant farmish kind of view. I prefer being zoomed in, being a dungeon keeper player. But as you can see, it's quite useful for getting an overview of your base. Object placement has had a few changes, so if we zoom in on the workshop and we go to place a microwave smelter, if we rotate it so it's facing the wall, you'll see that it just pings back and snaps to the right direction. So just show that again in case you missed it. So that stops you from placing things in awkward positions and just saves you having to rotate things when things obviously need to face away from a wall. Talking of rotations, rotations per object type are stored now, so if you want to place several items at a strange angle, for instance these hydroponics, you can do so easily. However, when you go back to a different type of object, it resets, so you don't have to worry about getting rid of nasty rotations every time. You notice that colonist just waved another colonist. They now have relationships between themselves stored and expressed. So they make friends, they make enemies, they can fall in love, they can hate people that they find attractive, they can do lots of interesting little social dynamics, and then they can write emails to you about it. So the next thing is the vent system has been upgraded quite a bit, so they now take into account heat better. And so for instance, if I want to vent air out this room, I can vent it out here, vent it into this room, and use that to adjust the temperatures in the rooms. As you can see, that room just increased in temperature, and these areas will cool down the air as it flows through there, so we can get rid of excess heat from the base. And for instance, this room. So these colonist emails, as you can see, they can discuss what they think of people. They can talk about their memories, so they might give you a list of things that they did that day and what they thought of that, and whether that was a good thing or a bad thing, and whether they needed to do it. And so reading them, you can find out smaller dynamics that you may have missed inside the base, like someone was actually quite close to being starving, and they'll say that they really needed a drink or needed food. Talking of which, the colonists' bodies are better balanced, so when they're dehydrated, they no longer sweat so much. They can also eat. They know that they can eat to get water as well as just drinking, and so they might decide to eat instead of drinking if they need to eat and drink, and they can make lots of interesting little decisions like that. They're also better at judging when a crop needs to be harvested, so you notice that they've been quite productive during this game too. But anyway, check out the build. This is Alpha 0.60. I will see you at Alpha 0.61, and enjoy playing. I'll see you later.
911, what's your emergency?
Oh, you're gonna have an emergency real soon.
What do you mean?
I mean that you should look out your window. See ya.
Standing by. Waiting for instructions. Heading over there. What are the heading over there?
Waiting for order. Understood.
Reporting.
911, what's your emergency?
Now that you know I'm not joking, the next bomb will blow up at... You have 5 minutes to evacuate.
Why are you doing this?
You will learn soon enough.
Your vital signs are consistent with minor alcohol poisoning.
North Dakota is a dark and an unforgiving place in the 19th century. It doesn't help when you have nothing and no one either, especially in a situation where you are forced to survive in the middle of nowhere in below zero temperatures. If you find yourself in this situation, right now, here are some tips to help you get through it. You may find your core temperatures lowering as you wander. You should start collecting supplies. A fire is easy. You just need to gather sticks, twigs, and sulfur ore. Keep an eye out for camps. These soldiers are cold and heartless, but they shouldn't attack you unless they have a reason to. If you're careful, you should be able to sneak some food. You should continue collecting materials and advancing yourself in knowledge. After a while, you should be able to advance yourself in particular skills, like bushcraft for example, which helps increase your yield while chopping down trees or picking up sticks. Once you have collected enough materials, it's probably time to start crafting yourself a nice rifle to take down some bucks for a stash of meat. If you're looking for a big score, it may be time to kill some Confederates. If you don't, it could be you that gets killed. You should probably set up a home. Without a bed, you probably won't come back to anything. Go into your crafting menu and start creating some walls, platforms, and a bed. Once you have done this, you can start designing your base. That should be an alright start. Be careful out there, soldiers, and God bless.